What's up, guys? I hope you're well. Today we're checking out the Malaysian Grand Prix. What went wrong? Let's find out what went wrong.
Over the years, circuits have come and gone, and with 2020 seeing the return of circuits such as Imola and Istanbul Park, it just further made me want to make a video on this particular racing location. This is actually quite a popular circuit, and if you aren't a fan of Herman Tilke, just stick around for this, because this is no Yas Marina, this is no Sochi, this is Sepang.
Okay.
And the Malaysian Grand Prix.
Nice.
What went wrong?
Looks like a cool track.
The Malaysian Grand Prix can be tracked all the way back into the 1960s.
Wow.
But in this video, we're going to be focusing on the time that it was held at the Sepang International Circuit. The racetrack was a staple on the F1 calendar for many years. And for your history lesson on Sepang, I've reached out to Racing Details, content creators here on YouTube that are super underrated. They'll give you the info about this monster of a racetrack.
In the 1990s, the Malaysian government planned major construction projects across the country. One of those planned projects was a world-class racetrack, which would set new standards for not just track design, but also facilities. Herman Tilke was chosen to design the circuit, which would be located roughly 45 minutes from Kuala Lumpur. Construction began in November 1997 and the circuit was opened in March 1999.
Nice.
It features a total of 15 corners and is just over 5.5 kilometers long. The first couple of corners start off slow, but the track quickly opens up, becoming fast, flowy and quite challenging. The high-speed turns 5 and 6 are hard on not just tyres but also the drivers due to the significant G-force. The changes in elevation combined with many technical corners makes for an exciting onboard view as the lap progresses. Sepang is also a wide circuit, 20 meters at its widest and 16 meters at its narrowest. This creates overtaking opportunities for the drivers, which means exciting racing for fans. The circuit is also known for its large grandstands, particularly the main grandstand and the K1 grandstand located at turn 1, which provides views of the main straight and overlooks turns 1, 2 and 3. Sepang has made a good reputation for itself with heavy investment and world-class facilities, abundantly clear to anyone who has visited the track.
Now that we have a little bit of an idea about the racetrack, we can talk about some things that happened at this circuit. And you might want to stick around for this, because when a race is held at the same circuit for 19 consecutive years, a lot can go down in that time. The first race in 1999 would see the return of a bloke who goes by the name of Michael Schumacher. He would return after some time off due to a broken leg. Michael would take pole by nearly a second over his teammate Eddie Irvine. After the race start, Michael led, but soon allowed Eddie past in order to pull away from the McLarens behind him. This was in the middle of a championship battle, and Michael's actions were crucial for Irvine's title chances. And by the end of the race, Irvine would be leading the championship by 4 points over Hakkinen. I won't bore you by talking about every single race.
See, it's called teamwork, man.
Later,
that's awesome.
In 2003, Kimi Räikkönen would get his first win. Then the following year, Jenson Button would score his first ever podium. In 2009, we would see one of the wettest races in Formula 1 history. Felipe Massa wanted the white visor but had to stay cool.
Felipe, baby, stay cool. We're bringing you the white visors.
And the race was eventually abandoned, and Jenson Button would be declared the winner. Kimi ate an ice cream, and half points were awarded for only the 5th time ever. In 2013, the Multi-21 controversy would define an era. Multi-21, Seb. Multi-21. Mark Webber. The Australian hearts were broken. 2015 would have Ferrari fans jumping for joy after seeing Sebastian Vettel clinch his first ever win in red. A year later in 2016, it would be heartbreak for Lewis Hamilton. An engine failure on lap 41 would be a key moment in the championship battle between Lewis and Nico Rosberg. And who could forget the countless conspiracy theories that emerged after the race. Then 2017 would be the last race in Malaysia. The changing weather conditions, humidity, and challenge of the circuit made this race a favourite on the F1 calendar for drivers and fans. Just ask the Budgie 9, the group of Australian blokes that pled guilty to a public nuisance charge for stripping off on the grid. We are now at the point in the video
Leahy falling down?
where you
That's
all came
funny.
here for. What happened? If this race was so well loved, and it was so exciting and so good, why was it canned? There are a number of reasons as to why Sepang is no longer interested in holding F1 races.
Money.
I've had messages from fans who have shared their own personal experiences at the race, but I'm going to take you through the reasons that have been made the most public and gained a lot of news attention. Let's start with the attendance and ticket sales. A common issue with F1 and racetracks, and something that I've talked about on this channel before. The contract between F1 and Sepang was originally meant to expire after 2018, but as we know, it was canned a year earlier. Circuit boss Razlan Razali puts the decline of spectators around the same time that Singapore hosted their first night race in 2008. See, when Sepang held the first race in 1999, it was the first F1 race in Asia that was outside of Japan. It was a really big deal at the time, but 2008 would prove to be a historic moment for Formula One. The Singapore Grand Prix quickly became one of the biggest races in Asia. Being located in basically the middle of the city and at night, this was a very popular tourist attraction as well. It attracted people from all over the world to attend the race. Hell, I even remember seeing the Singapore Grand Prix being advertised at Albert Park, and I'm pretty sure it still is. The Malaysian government was spending roughly $67 million on the event, with very little return. With the lack of spectators and general popularity over the years dropping, it was only a matter of time. Title sponsors Petronas were also backing out due to some financial losses. In 2016, only 45,000 people attended the event. To put that into perspective, the circuit can hold over 120,000 people. In fact, I remember watching it on TV in 2016, with the commentators mentioning that the stands were quite empty, encouraging people to attend this race if they ever considered an overseas weekend trip. Something I look back on today and see as almost a cry for help. The 2017 Malaysian Grand Prix would see ticket sales improve by 65%, but this was due to the ticket price being dropped by 85%. And also, this was the last race in Malaysia. With the return left in limbo, the original idea was that Sepang would take a break from F1, with circuit bosses admitting that it would be at least 5 years before they ever considered F1 ever again. Formula One never exactly took off in Malaysia. Sure, we saw some great races over the years, the insane weather brought some extra drama, but the people of Malaysia were far more interested in MotoGP. Motorcycle culture is far more popular in Malaysia.
I know,
MotoGP tickets were much more affordable too. This is obviously great for attendance numbers, and much more attractive to the demographic. We've seen so many circuits all over the world fall victim to this before. Ticket sales are so important, and they need to be affordable. I've said in previous videos that I'd love to see some sort of compromise. A way that works for both the circuit and F1. It seems that so many circuits are getting nothing in return for years of quality races held at their venues. Look at Monza. It's embedded in Italian culture. Given it's Ferrari's home race, fans turn up every year no matter how bad Ferrari are performing. When a new race is held in a country that is just being introduced to Formula One, efforts need to be made to get people through the gates. Give people a reason to attend. Casual fans are not willing to break the bank for a ticket, and you need to attract new viewers and new fans somehow. I'm not a businessman and I don't have all the answers, but surely there is more F1 can do with these circuits. And just try and work something out. Obviously, I understand that it needs to be feasible for both sides and fair, but since the final race in 2017, we get the occasional news about a potential return for this race. I think we would all love to see it back on the calendar, but it's just not as simple as that. Circuit bosses made it pretty clear at the time, affordability is essential. If it was up to me, I'd make it a night race. Seriously, the track looks amazing at night, and it might even bring extra viewers and create a little bit more hype. The Sepang International Circuit is still regarded as one of the best racetracks in the world, and one of Herman Tilke's finest creations. Its exciting and unpredictable weather conditions is what I'll always remember about this circuit. The sheer size of this track is nothing short of impressive, and if F1 ever returns to Malaysia, I'd 100% be all for it. So, as always, thank you for watching this video, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. I like this guy. Very detailed oriented, very well spoken. Yeah, that track looked gorgeous. That looked like such a cool track to see a race at or even watch on television. But, you know, finances come in and just screw everything up, and it's kind of sad. So, hopefully Malaysia comes back on in the circuit. We'll see. You know, only the future will tell. With that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and don't forget to wash your hands. Bye.